All right. Welcome back, Treetop Garage. I know it's been a while yet. It's been a while for sure. It's probably been what, 5 months, 6 months. Um, I'm gonna get into why I haven't making any videos in a minute, but I do want to do an update video because there's a lot of stuff been going on right here with vehicles. I'll explain that in a minute, but I kind of sold one, ended up with two more. One of those deals. Um, so let me pause you. We got the Studebaker torn apart. I got another car in here, and I have another car outside, which I don't know if I'll be able to film the car outside because it's actually dark now. So that might be a whole other video. But let me show you what we've been doing with the Studebaker and the this other car here. Let me pause you, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is a Studebaker. It's a 49 Champion. It's a gasser. I decided, well, at first you guys saw I got that 440. And I started building it for this thing. And we were planning on putting that 440 in there this winter. But we ended up not being able to get the car out of here into the main part of the shop because of the weather. We got like a bunch of snow, and this thing's got slicks on the back, so it would have been a pain in the ass to move. So we just didn't do it, and then I ended up buying a T10 4-speed off my brother, I don't know, right around between Christmas and Thanksgiving sometime. And I decided, well, it was already set up for a small block Chevy, which you guys know. You guys who've been watching this channel long enough know that I got a 283 small block Chevy in this thing. So I decided, well, instead of doing that, well, let's just put this T10 4-speed in this thing and then get it ready. I wanted to have it on the road for spring because this thing runs and drives perfect. So I ended up getting the T10. I started buying some parts. So we got a Speedway. Speedway makes a universal, and I don't know how anybody can see it. I don't have any light over here. I got light, but I don't have light in here. So they make a hydraulic clutch. Basically, it's like a universal hydraulic clutch. So the master cylinder is here, and then there's a cylinder down on the bottom that works on the clutch, like where the normal manual clutch would go. And it's pretty slick, actually. And there's a pedal that came with it, which is inside. I'll show you that, I guess. It's like an add-on pedal. It's actually, the pedal itself is made by Wilwood. So the pedal's there. And then we also had to move some wiring, which we're in the middle of that. But it's actually a pretty slick setup. We just haven't finished it yet. So I had to take the cross member I had to actually modify. Me and my son modified it. It's underneath the car. I have not put it in yet. I was actually going to do it today. We just had to lengthen the bracket in the middle of it where the transmission bolts to. So that's done. I just got to put it back in. And then all I have to do then after that is we got to run the clutch line from the master up here down to the cylinder. It's a pull type cylinder, so it pulls the clutch instead of, having any release or anything. The release is actually, I think, like a manual deal. And then I got to change my drive shaft slip yoke because the one that's in there is for, automatic, and it's different. And the starter is different too, so I got to get that. But I guess I'll show the whole car. Other than that, it should be ready to go here in maybe in a couple more weeks. So while we're at that, let me show you what else we got. Let's go over here with all this other stuff. Here's the 440. I think I showed it before. I put different pistons in it and rings and all new bearings and all kind of stuff. So these pistons, this is an RV motor, so it had like 7.3, something like that, to one compression. These pistons with the cylinder heads I have, and shim gaskets, which I bought already. It should make about 9.9 to 1 compression. Maybe even closer, maybe even a little over 10 to 1, depending on the gaskets. I bought the shim gaskets because that's what was on it. And I don't even know like if they actually require what gaskets they say for 9.9 or 9.9 to 1. It didn't say. So with the shim gaskets, it might be a little more. But I just decided I'm going to wait till probably next winter to do that. So anyway, this is the other car we got. And some of you guys might have saw pictures of it. 1931 Model A. My brother picked this car up from a widow. Somebody he actually knew. The guy I guess he wasn't even sick or nothing, I guess. I don't know. He just passed away. And so his widow, who he knew too, I guess a little bit, got a hold of him and said, hey, he ended up with like, I think 6 or 8 cars from this guy's like estate or whatever. And he picked up this car, and he picked up another one, which I ended up buying on one of the other ones. He picked up like, I think it's total of 7 or 8. And so what this is 31, like I said, 31 Model A coupe, which is what I wanted when I bought that sedan last early summer from Honest Peyton Speed Shop. I wanted a Model A, but I didn't really want a sedan. I wanted a coupe. But around here, Model A's are like super expensive. Even for something like this caliber is really a lot of money. But this one just worked out good because my brother's more of a Chevy guy, and he's a lot more into more like Impalas and stuff from the mid-late 50s on up. So he picked this thing up, and he didn't really, I don't even know if he really knew what it was. He knew it was a Model A, but I don't think he really knew that much about it. But after I got it, I started digging into it a little bit. So the motor, it's obviously a flathead. It's a Mercury flathead, and it's after 49 to 53 flathead. So it's a newer flathead, and it's also these Mercury motors had a lot. I think they had a 1/4 inch more stroke than like the Ford motors, which have been like an 8BA Ford flathead. So this one actually, and somebody had already, the cylinder walls are beautiful and this thing. And it's got 40 over pistons in it, which for these isn't really that much. The intake I actually bought separate, that did not come with it. But this one, I have to change the intake because the bolt holes don't line up. This is actually an earlier style for like a 59A like I got over there. And the cylinder heads that were on it were cast iron ones. And the pistons were hitting the heads. So I bought these Edmunds aluminum heads online. And they fit fine. Because this is a later motor, I had to do a couple of plugs, coolant passage plug, which is normal for these. But the pistons also hit those heads too. So I actually have to take and have these dished areas machined inward about maybe 40 thousandths or so. So that's coming up. I did put all the brand new gaskets, all brand new studs and nuts and washers and all that stuff. I did all that, as you can see. But the heads just would not fit. They fit on fine, but as soon as you try to turn the motor over with by hand, the piston would come up and it would hit the head, and it would hit the head so close, like just barely, to where if you really put a little force on your crank bolt, it would actually go through, but it was a lot. It took a little more force than I liked. So I need to get those heads machined up. And I'm going to do that once I get the Studebaker done. I really didn't want to mess with this and start working on this too much before that, because that car's got to be back on the road by spring. Also, as you notice, there's no front suspension. I actually took all that off. It was on there with rims and tires. I took it all off. I cleaned it all up and I repainted it. And I bought a bunch of new bushings and all kinds of stuff and kingpins. I'm just waiting to do that until I get the Studebaker all done. And the whole car's got wider wheels, which I think I'm actually going to keep the wheels. The ones that were on the front, actually, and you see in the back, that white one, those are 18 inch, or no, 17 inch. These are 16 inch, these red ones. It already has red ones on the back, which are the same. I think I'm just going to get one more of these wheels, the 16 inch ones. I'm going to sandblast them. I'm going to repaint them red, or I might do like another color and run 4 of those on this thing. I think that look pretty sweet. Me and my son chopped it, actually. When I got it, it had the original height to it. And I didn't like it because it sat up way too high. So I went around and measured everything. We cut 3 inches out of everything on the car. We cut the whole roof off. We took 3 inches out of all the spots, as you can see. And everything now is re-welded except for the back part over here. But the doors, we cut the doors up 3 inches off. They open perfect. I mean, everything's good to go. It's all welded. Most of it is. I think there might be a couple spots that aren't, but I mean, watch this. It shuts perfect. I actually have the door handle for here. I just took it off. But the only thing that needs finished weld is the back. It's tacked together, but it's not done. It got a little gappy on me because when I was cutting it, the lighting over here wasn't that great, and I wasn't able to see, and the tape I had on here, I wasn't able to see it real good, and it got a little gappy right there, and on that side over there, like on the far edge. So no big deal. I just gotta put a little metal behind it probably, and just weld it up the rest of the way. No trunk lid, and no tail pan on it, which I have to get that. But if you look at it, I mean, everything else is there. It just needs a floor in it. But like, I mean, this thing is way more complete than the sedan was. And somebody already did all the work and filling in the roof. They did a bunch of work on this, filling everything in, and they shaved off the drip rails, which is cool. Just stuff I would have done, it was already done when I got it. So, but this is the passenger side. Doors open right up, no problem. Everything's welded. Shuts perfect. I mean, it just went perfect. But yeah, this is the Model A. So I don't know. Sorry if some of that stuff was out of frame there for a minute, but so I just obviously there's stuff we still got to do, but yeah. So this is the other project. I hope when I have this thing running and driving, hopefully by the end of summer, we'll see how things go. The motor still needs, like I said, a lot of different things going on, but the motor, I mean, it turns over smooth. Everything looks really clean inside. I wouldn't be surprised if it has like an aftermarket cam in it, because somebody took a bunch of time. I did paint it because when I got it, it was the same color as this, but it was real faded and a lot of the paint was missing. So I went over the whole motor with a little wire wheel action, cleaned it all up real nice, and put brand new paint on it. So, but it was this color when I got the car, so I know it's a Mercury motor by the number actually I found on the bell housing, but it's got a transmission already there. I think it's a 3-speed manual, and then it's got a drive shaft, torque tube deal, and the whole rear end, all that stuff's already there. So it's gonna need some brakes. Obviously, I have a bunch of brake stuff already that came with it, and so anyways, pretty sweet little ride. I think it's gonna be cool. It doesn't have any steering. I gotta do that yet. But yeah. So let me pause you. Be right back. So yeah, just a quick little video on just what's going on. Really trying to get the Studebaker all good to go, which is close. I got to order a few more parts probably tomorrow to finish up the drive shaft, and I'm going to get a different starter, like I said. I may have to get a different shifter because that one is kind of for a bench seat, so it's not going to work well with what I got going on, so I may have to do that too. But other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. As far as the transmission goes, I do have to change oil in it. The Model A, I got to wait until I finish the Studebaker to do anything with that. I got to find a machine shop that can actually do the heads. They're aluminum heads, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I got to find somebody that actually has the right tooling to do the dishes where the pistons are at. If anything, I could send them to H&H Flatheads. I know they do it. which they're in California. I'm in Ohio, so that might not be the craziest. It might be a little bit crazy money to ship them. It shouldn't be too bad. They're light. I guess they don't charge a lot of money to do them. I don't know. So, but yeah, the reason I did not make any videos, one of the reasons I haven't made any videos in a long time is because this channel actually got 2 strikes, I don't know, a few months ago. This channel originally was a second gun channel for my first gun, my bigger gun channel that I had way back in the day. And I did have a few, probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen, half a dozen or so gun videos on this channel that were still on here when I started doing the Studebaker back, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And they went all this time with no problem. I just left them on there. I actually forgot they were even on there, on this channel. But YouTube decided, well, hey, they gave me a strike. So I had to wait like 5 days. And then as soon as my 5 days was up for the first strike, like 3 days later, I got another strike again. And, you know, if you get a third strike, after that, the third strike, you're done. I told myself when I started this channel back when I got when they shut down my first channel, which was a bunch of bullcrap anyways, I told myself, if they do that one more time, I'm done with YouTube totally. You know, I started doing YouTube originally back in like 2014, and I built that first channel up from nothing to like, I don't know, it was a couple thousand subscribers. A decent amount for what I was doing. And I was doing a lot of posting. I was posting videos like every day or every other day for a while there, and especially when it was warm and nice outside. But then they just shut it down. And then I was like, okay, so I started this channel originally as a gun channel. And after a little while, I got like a strike or two over a couple of months, and I was like, you know what? And I actually quit making videos for a while altogether then. Well, then when I got the Studebaker as the project, I decided, okay, well, this is a perfect opportunity to start new with a new channel and just rename this channel that I had, this channel here. And I started building that car on this channel, and I had no problems for, I don't know, 2 years. And I do actually have another gun channel right now that has been up for about 2 years or a year and a half or something, but I don't post on there as much. In fact, I haven't posted on there at all since about the same time I quit posting on this channel. So, anyways, I decided I wasn't going to make any videos for a while, and I just, you know, with the holidays and everything else, I just said screw it. And I was out here today, and I'm looking at the stuff, and I was getting ready to get up under there and put that cross member in. I was like, I should probably make a little update video and let people know what's going on, because I'm sure, you know, some of you guys out there may be wondering, because I haven't been on YouTube at all. I haven't really been on social media much. I just figured I'd give you guys an update, let you know what's going on. I'm not sure how much I'll be posting, if at all. I'm not even sure if this video is actually going to make it to YouTube, because I may just not post it. I don't know. But I figure, what the heck, let's make a quick video and see what happens. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. There may be more videos on this stuff coming up. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it anymore. I'm kind of getting sick of doing YouTube, actually, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.